So I just want to explain this chart because there's a bit going on. So I showed you the blank version before with the current habits, the sustainable zone, the full resistance zone, and then the optimal action, which would lead to success being out of your capacity. So basically, this chart shows your comfort zone. So within this area, this is you in unconscious competence, if you would. This is where you've got complete neural pathways and certainty of what you're doing. So there's minimal resistance, there's limited energy impact. This is the thing that if you weren't trying in a day, this is what you do automatically. So that's the known area where you've got neural pathways supporting it. But there's no growth, there's no change because you've already got that area developed. Now, increasing out each tier, there's 25% change, which results in going from complete comfort to high degree of comfort, still less comfort, still high degree of certainty, but not complete, a high amount of willingness to do what you're doing within this tier, and still strong neural pathways to support that action. The stress is more than here, but still low. The resistance is low, and the energy requirement is low. So you can see as we go out each tier, each of these factors increase until you get to the full resistance zone. So this would be probably what's known as the edge. This is the edge of your capacity, what you can do. And that's where you're going to incur a lot of stress. There's going to be less neural pathways to perform these actions, and that's going to require a lot more energy. It's going to be less comfortable. There's going to be a lot more growth there, but this area isn't sustainable. So going back to what I showed earlier with those four sections, obviously we want to work out what it is that we can do. You know, we don't want to stay here to here because that's probably not getting the most growth that we could. At the same time, if we're trying to stay in this optimal action, let's pretend we want to do something really tangible, like get six-pack abs, just for example. And to do so, you need to go to the gym 5 days a week. You need to eat a certain way. You need to completely overhaul what you're doing. And let's say what you're doing now is going to the gym once a week or exercise, going for a walk once a week. And you're eating whatever takeaway, not really cooking your own meals. It's not healthy. To go from there to what the optimal action requires to achieve your goal isn't going to be achievable. You could try it, and maybe for a small amount of time you would be able to do it, but then you would break and inevitably go back to the comfort zone. So what tends to happen is if you try and stay with it, go to this area, you'll not have neural pathways, it'll be too uncertain, be too uncomfortable, require too much energy and be too stressful, and you'll rebound back to this zone where it is comfortable. However, if you go to here, for example, where it's still fairly uncomfortable, requiring a lot of energy, if you do it at the right time, when you realize that it's not sustainable, you can go back to this tier and then build your way up to this zone, which I say this is the success zone. This is the area where you'll be able to sustain your activities going forward. Now, the thing that is the key here is what the optimal action is. That's never going to change, of course. You know, eating a certain way, doing more movement, exercise, yes. But just because you're not able to do it now doesn't mean you won't ever be able to do it. So let's say that's what you want to do. And at the moment, all you can do is go to the gym 3 days a week. You can improve your diet a little bit. What will happen is this area will actually expand out. And so that becomes your new comfort zone. And then this tier becomes your new low resistance. And this median one becomes the next one up. And then what we find is actually now the optimal action has come within your capacity. And so it's really about not trying to overstretch before you're able to. And I just wanted to leave you with that because I think it's really important to consider.